This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stock Box interview. Shishir Poddar, the Executive Chairman and CEO of Tirupati Graphite, is with me today on Stockbox. Hi Shishir, how are you? It's been quite a while since we spoke.
Hi Mark, I recall we spoke just before we IPO'd and I listened to that conversation that we had with you earlier and really liked it.
Yeah, I remember that. It was in December and it was just before you IPO'd. And I remember one thing you said during our chat was that you want to be a global leader in the graphite space. So I want to start you off on the first question. In the last 8 months then, what have you been doing to work towards that goal?
So Mark, actually being a global leader is a big statement. And we have very consciously made that because that's what we intend to be. I know it's a journey. I know it will take its time. And I know we have to demonstrate success in every aspect of our path to that. That's exactly what we have been doing over the last 8 months. And in fact, even before that, before we listed. If you see our journey in the 8 months, we're building plants across our 3 business legs. We are creating markets, we are enhancing our resources, we are developing new products. We are working on the graphene side also, which ultimately emanates from graphite. We are working on advanced materials. Our first plant post-IPO and the second that we are establishing in Madagascar is under commissioning. Very shortly, it'll be into production. It's a short time, and with all the limitations of COVID, I'm sure everybody would agree that we've done a really fast development. And we then also started working on our third plant to be set up in Madagascar. So we're multitasking to grow in size. We're developing relations worldwide with the best of users of graphite. We are monitoring the growth in the industry. We're monitoring the electric vehicle revolution, which is now visible, and evolving ourselves to be one amongst the leaders, if not the leader, in the graphite space to meet the world's needs of this critical material.
So Madagascar, that's what we spoke about before, and you're saying that you're moving towards commissioning right now?
That's right. We are in the process of commissioning. We'll complete it very shortly, and there would be start of sellable production from the second project there.
Okay. And in terms of selling the product then, are you already talking to potential buyers?
We're already selling our products, Mark. So we already have one operation, which is a smaller kind of proof of concept that we set up. The idea was to de-risk larger investments. So that's part of our step-by-step growth and development approach. And our products are there in 4 continents of the globe already. And, the added capacity will take it further to more customers and more product to the existing customers.
Okay. And just talking about end customers, I know graphite is used in the EV movement, isn't it? Yeah, in batteries. And I know a lot of manufacturers working in that space, they're looking to partner directly with mining companies to source their raw materials. So are you finding the same thing?
We are. There's no doubt about that. So ultimately, it is these battery materials which will be critical to success of, sufficient capacity of batteries to power the, quantum of EVs we are looking to manufacture. And these materials are mostly critical. There are, source risks at present. And, all these automobile giants, they are all working on mitigating that risk as much as possible. And one of their steps is to be directly involved with the source. So we are getting loads of connects. We are working with some of the, who's who in the industry. And as we evolve into deals with them, obviously there would be information coming out.
Okay, well, I look forward to speaking to you again when that happens. It's a very exciting moment. But of course, that is Madagascar. But of course, recently, just this week, you announced an acquisition of Sunny Resources, which includes a portfolio of graphite assets in Mozambique. And I noticed that the RNS says that this acquisition is in line with the company's strategy of diversifying its resource base and mitigating country risk. So, I wonder if I can ask you, what is the strategy of the company and how does this acquisition specifically achieve that objective?
So there are multiple points that we achieve as part of our strategy. One, being in one African country, we perceive it as a risk, although we haven't had any issue since, I've been working in Madagascar for now more than 7 years. We haven't had any problem. But should we be concentrated only in one jurisdiction for the base material? We thought, no, that's not the right strategy. We got into another, which is a country where graphite is currently being produced and it is operating. So we chose that. We got there. The second, to be a sizable graphite producer, not that our 84,000 tons plan in Madagascar is small, but if we see how the markets are expected to evolve on the back of electric vehicles, on the back of fire safety, etc., the forecasts, I haven't seen any of them which say less than 5 million of new graphite requirements to come by 2030. That's huge. That's kind of 3 to 4 times of the current total graphite produced in the world. So, our resources in Madagascar are not that big that if we have to go to a few 100,000 tons of graphite production on the primary side, we have that. That was the second strategic point. We must have more resources. And these particular projects that we've acquired, they have 152 million tons. So with this acquisition, we will be having our resource base multiplied by 12 times from what we have currently in Madagascar. That is the size that we looked at, and that was one of the triggers. Now we have enough resources under our belt so that we can grow to larger sizes than what we planned earlier.
Okay, and this is all in line with being the global leader as well, then I guess.
Exactly,
Yeah, okay,
exactly.
Okay.
Ultimately, everything emanates from there, Mark.
Okay, yeah, of course. And do you feel now that the investment proposition in Tirupati has been significantly de-risked?
Well, I would, as the head of the company, I would say that look at the steps that we've been taking, see how we are mitigating things around the company, see how diversified the business of Tirupati has become. We are not only into the primary, but into so many other value add sites. We have proven that we can establish plants, we can do it in less time, we can operate it successfully, we can sell what we produce. This we have done also on the downstream graphite side. We have shown that we can develop advanced materials. Such a diversified company delivering by the day on its plans, that's what we are offering. Obviously, there is nothing which is zero risk. We have our risks factors, but we work very strongly to always keep them in control and mitigate them.
Okay, and finally then, Shashir, can you give us the rundown of the opportunity for Tirupati in Mozambique, what the country is like for graphite deposits and the roadmap?
So one of the two projects that we are acquiring from Battery has been under development. So construction for the first plant had started there. All permits, not only the mining permits, but all permits required to construct a plant had been obtained with a plan to build 2 into 50,000 tons plants capacity output. So our first target will be to get into the first 50,000 tons plants out there. However, what I would like to share is that the way we build plants, you must have seen we claim to be one of the lowest capex companies for graphite in the world, right? That's because of our internal expertise that we have in the space. I personally have 30 years experience. So we will work through all the detailed feasibility studies that we have, rework, the plant designs, the circuits, etc. Incorporate the sand as a byproduct technology that we are using in Madagascar over there too, and build that 50,000 tons plant. Moving forward, in sync with how markets want us to supply graphite to them, how all sectors, not only EV, we will evolve our production plan into Madagascar. With such a large resource, we can evolve production of a much larger volume as the market grows. So that is how we will develop it. 2 into 50,000 will be a firm development from our side at appropriate timings, which we will work out and come out with. But beyond that, we will go according to what the market expects from us and what we can develop and create a business by selling it.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Shishir, for giving me that update. Let's not leave it 8 months until we speak again. Let's catch up when Madagascar is going into production. Of course, things are advancing in Mozambique. But for now, Shishir Poddar, the Executive Chairman and CEO of Tirupati Graphite, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Mark. And for sure, let's catch up more frequently.
Thank you for listening to this Stockbox interview. For more information, interviews and videos, visit our website at stockboxmedia.com or give us a follow on Twitter by searching @StockboxMedia.